Hello, welcome to my April highlights. It doesn't seem that long ago that it was March. I can't believe April's gone already. It only seems like 2 weeks, but apparently, no, it's a month. So here's my April highlights. Let's have a look at what I've been up to in World of Warcraft and my gold making journey over the last month. So let's start with TSM. I'll have a look. Here's my favourite auction house. And we'll go into TSM and have a look at the ledger and see how our sales are done. The graph's still not working, so we'll ignore that. And we'll just go onto the ledger and have a look at the summary for everything over the last 30 days. Let's bring this up here. So, looking at the last 30 days, we are at, what's that, 1,100,000 in terms of sales. Gold per day is about 38,000, and then the main thing we need to look down for is the balance at the end against our expenses and our purchases. So we're looking at, for the profit for the last 30 days, looks to be 691,000 gold. So that's a profit per day of 23,000 gold, which is actually pretty good. I'm quite happy about that. I wasn't sure how much I'd have because I know I'd spent less time playing compared to March, so I wasn't sure how close to my last, I think it was about 700,000 last month. So to be up at 691,000 is pretty good, I'd say. Now I did buy at least 2 WoW tokens in this time as well, so I've got enough battle net balance for another 6 months game time, and I've still got 2 months left on this batch, so I'm really happy with that. Let's have a look at what kind of things have sold. So the last 30 days, let's look at everything and look at the average sale. So big sales we've had was the Emerald Whelpling. I think that just came in at the last 30 days. We've also got a Quillin Hide Helm that sold. Now I haven't restocked on one of those because the materials that it takes are in short supply, so I haven't bothered with that one just yet. I did sell a Medallion of the Legion, an Immaculate Fibril, then Tome of Illusion. So these are the big ticket items really. The usual sort of enchants coming in there. Shadowweed Masks has done well, 4 of those, and then various enchants, and there's a Vicious item here as well, which is the first time I've sold one of those items for 3,200. So let's look at the numbers in terms of like total numbers of things the past 30 days. Bear Tartar's a big one, 855 of those. Drums of Fury have been quite good. Now Ember Silk Cloth is one of the new things that I've been selling, and we've got some really good average sale rate of that, 19 gold per Ember Silk Cloth. That's really, really good. And I did a video on that, I'll put it in the description below, about how to farm it and where to farm it. And there's also Lavish Suramar Feasts, done really well, 766 of those. So all in all, I would say that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. Let's have a look at our cooking group, because that one can give us our expenses. Now, we've done quite well with cooking so far. So gold earned 422,000, purchases at 148,000, so 278,000, which is almost half of my profits for this month are down to cooking. Now that's going to be probably the Bear Tartar and the Lavish Suramar Feast. Yep, they're there as my 2 big ones here. So those ones I'm happy with. Those have been ticking along quite nicely. So one of the new things I mentioned last month, and I've just been doing a few of those this month, is the Obliterum Shuffle. For example, here we've got Hesselian at 200 gold. If you times that by 1.56, I believe, let's have a look. So 200 times 1.56 was a Obliterum price of about 312, but Obliterum itself is going for 494, so that's worth buying. So that's the kind of thing that I would certainly buy any of these ones here and then turn them into Obliterum, and this works really well. So whilst I'm here, I'm just going to buy some of these up. And I'll shuffle those later. Now we're also going steadily through our chaos crystals. We are currently at a stock of 1,919 chaos crystals. Now, I've manually set the map cost to 180, so we're not doing too badly with those. It's slowly chipping away, although chaos crystal prices have really dropped out. They've been regularly below that. Let's have a look at our enchanting materials. If I turn this off and run a shopping scan, you can see that, yeah, chaos crystals are now at 109 gold, so the price has really bottomed out on those. Thankfully I can offset that a little bit because I was able to get a lot of stonehide leather for quite cheap, and so my actual mat cost for Arcana is coming in at 9 gold, and Leylight, once it comes up, I'll have a look at that. Leylight is coming in at 27 gold mat cost based on my leather cost, so those are kind of offsetting my high chaos crystal price. It's one of those things I'm trying to balance, but we're ticking away. We're still selling quite a few Legion enchants, and the old ones too, the Mongoose, Elemental Force, Crusader, things like that. So we're still getting some good sales with enchants, but cooking is holding its own now, so cooking and enchanting are doing quite well. Tailoring a little bit, a few things here and there, but not nearly as much as enchanting and cooking. Now, the other thing that was quite big in April was getting flying finally. Draenor Pathfinder we unlocked, so we can now fly in Draenor, which is absolutely fantastic. A real sort of game changer for any kind of things that I'm doing in Draenor. Like if I'm going over to do some fur farms or get some raw beast hide, I can quickly fly over there. And also for any new characters coming through, they're going to be able to fly through the zone and really easily be able to do all their quests and everything. So I'm really pleased. Thank you to everyone who helped out. Collecting the treasures at the last bit was a bit of fun. 99 everyone. I hope you're ready. Just kidding. Right, here it is. Here's the last one. Are we all ready? Here we go. Draenor flying. Yay! Draenor flying, done. Yes, I'm really pleased we did that. So that's another achievement done. Now, the other thing you'll notice is Samadan has a companion now, Pierre, the toy we bought during April. Now, Pierre's been absolutely fantastic for my cooking. It cost about 60,000, and he's a mobile cooking fire, so I don't have to use the cooking fire anymore, or have to go over here and use the cooking fires with Nomi. So Pierre's been absolutely a godsend. If you're doing cooking, having Pierre and having the cooking hat are absolutely essential. They really make your life a lot easier, and so I'm so glad I've got Pierre. And you could use Little Ragnaros, but Little Ragnaros costs about £10 UK currency. So if that were to translate to gold and the token prices, which are currently at 360,000, so Little Ragnaros would cost 360,000, whereas Pierre only cost me 60,000. So it's a better bargain of the two, certainly. So if you can find one, I'd certainly recommend it if you're going to do any cooking. Absolutely awesome little toy. Now, in other character news, we've got Awakening, my troll druid, has now gotten to level 110, and we've started the journey on alchemy and herbalism with him, which has been really good fun. Urfan has started his leatherworking and skinning, just finishing off those quests, the Legion ones, doing a bit of Suramar quest line and picking up the last few recipes for Graven Scale and the other thing for getting from leatherworking from 780 to 800 we still need to do. So Urfan's just started on that journey, and with Awakening on alchemy and herbalism, and also El Morte has started on his blacksmithing and mining. So they've all started those professions or progressed them a little bit further. So this is my next goal, which is to get as many professions as I can to 800 before BFA releases. Speaking of which, the release date of that has come out now. It's August 14th, so I've got a proper deadline to work to now, and so I'm working on just finishing off Earthen next, and then we'll go on through Awakening, get that skilled up, and then probably have to start leveling El Morte. Then obviously I haven't got any other characters that are high enough level to take all the way to 800, so I'm just going to go through them one by one and try and just build up as many professions and level up as many characters to 110 as I can in that time. Obviously my playtime's limited, much as everyone else's, so I'll see how far I get, but it's going to be a fun journey nonetheless. Now, speaking of Awakening and El Morte for the mining, for the herbalism and the mining, I picked up a couple of extra add-ons which have been really useful. Those add-ons are Gathermate 2, Gathermate Data, and Roots down here. And what that means is I can do really nice things like get little routes going for certain zones. Like this has got a route mapped out for Aethril, which I've been going through and run through the whole route. It's a really handy add-on set. If you're going to do any kind of gathering, then I highly recommend you pick up those add-ons. So that's been a new thing for me this month. Now, other things we've been doing in April is we've done a couple of farms recently, which have proved to be very successful. One was a Shadow Silk farm, which I've been doing over in Eastern Kingdoms, down, not Searing Gorge, down in Burning Steppes, Blackrock Mountain. You can see here I've got another route mapped out for all the ore here. So Blackrock Mountain, going into there, Lower Blackrock Spire, there's the spiders in there for the Shadow Silk, which is really handy if you're making the Shadow Weave mask. The other thing we've been farming for, as required, is down here, the Bastion of Twilight. Let's move the map over here. Doing the Ember Silk farm over here in the Bastion of Twilight. That's been really useful as well. I've got a couple of YouTube videos on both of those farms. There's also some really good tips in the comments as well. People giving me some extra advice on what you can do with these. So if you're after any of those things, Ember Silk or Shadow Silk, have a check out of those videos. So now the other thing I've been doing, as well as gold making, is I've been drawing on my creative side of my streams. And we've finished my Naga drawing, which I was quite pleased about. So we finished that one, and we started oh, hello, how are you? We started on a new one, which is a Druid cat form, which is going to be fun finishing off that one. And also, I'm very close to getting 1,000 followers on Twitch. And so when I get to that goal, I'm going to do a giveaway of this Gen Greymane drawing here. So I'm really close to that. Probably this week or next week, I'm hoping. We'll get through to 1,000 Twitch followers, and then I'll do a giveaway of that Gen Greymane drawing. So that was it for April. A pretty good month really, all in all. Some big achievements with the flying, and some good gold made, and some extra learning, some more progression with our professions. So overall I'm really happy with how April went. Looking ahead into May, well, the next focus is definitely going to be professions. So we're going to be doing more of the alchemy and herbalism. And then we're also going to try and finish off Earthen's leatherworking and get that to 800 for both of those, and the skinning. And then the blacksmithing and mining. So I'm going to work on mainly those 6 professions over the next month and see how much I can get those close to 800. So that's going to be the next focus for me. Obviously still doing the dailies with the gold making and everything like that. So that's the next thing really. Again, I would like to say a big, massive thank you to everyone who stopped by on the stream, everyone who supported me with your subs, bits and everything. It really does make a massive difference to me. So thank you ever so much to everyone for your support. Here on YouTube, everyone's been very supportive with their comments, their feedback, and hitting that subscribe button has been brilliant. So thank you all for those. If you'd like to get updates, that's the best way to stay in contact with me. Subscribe to my YouTube if you used YouTube, or hit me a follow over on Twitch. and I'm also on Twitter as well, so either of those, and I've got a Discord channel as well, so any of those things would be a good way for sort of keeping in contact of any more content that I'm making. So onwards and upwards. May is going to be a very interesting month, so hopefully get those professions done, and we shall see you next time. Thank you ever so much, and goodbye and happy gold making. Okay, focus, focus, you can do this. Just remember to breathe. Follow the moose. Follow the moose. Be one with the moose. You are a moose. He's going to jump, you're going to jump. You're going up. No, you're not going to jump. You fooled me.